How is everyone doing? We just went straight into it, huh? I don't even have my lights on. Don't have stuff cleaned up. Good morning, Mr. Sever7. And Mr. and Mr. Knives are live. And Mr. Audioitis. I've still got a podcast blaring in my ear, so I'm probably talking loud. Give me just a second to figure out where my right earbud goes. All right. I was still listening to a podcast when I started. Wow. Good morning, everyone. First day of the next year. Hope y'all are doing well. So, in my pocket last night, I carried some absolute bangers. Good morning, Bill Doyle. Absolute bangers. I had my Evo in my front pocket. That is a 1.1 for anybody who doesn't know. I had my FSD, my mini FSD in my back pocket. Lemifshi mini FSD. And I had my Vespa Zero Blade Play Ultra Tech in my back left pocket. Yeah, Bill, I'll get to that in just a moment. Oh yeah, and Sever7. I forgot to say good morning, Mr. Sever7. Missed you yesterday. I said you were probably in class, but actually I have no idea if that is the case. I just got done watching an awesome video from 8 years ago that pretty much shows the absolute perfect setup to make a knife. And it was by GAW, G-O-U-G-H, or GAW, GAW or GAW, however you want to say it. And he makes some awesome knives, and he has an awesome shop, and is a very clean, neat guy, and I really like his video. Yeah, if y'all don't mind smashing that like button. Good morning, Tommy. Good morning, Drummer. So I did the members giveaway spin at 6:30 this morning, and Andrew was the winner of the members giveaway. Yeah, Guff. Okay. Not sure how he pronounces his last name. Is it Guff? Okay. Well, I've not seen many of his knives. I've only actually probably seen a couple. Heard of him for sure. It's spelled like Van Gogh, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong on the spelling. Actually, how is Van Gogh spelled? Yeah, it's missing a U. It was close to how Van Gogh is spelled. So yeah, Andrew won that one. And then we will do the other one here momentarily. Wanted to say thanks again to everyone who has watched and joined us in the mornings. It was pretty awesome going through the names and seeing how many we had. I think we ended up having 25 people that were talking to each other and wishing each other good morning in the chat. So that was pretty awesome. Hopefully by the end of year 2, we can double that. That is my goal. It might have been more than that. I'm not sure. We'll go check out. Let me bring up the wheel. So I'm unable to use like a random comment picker because they're not comments on the video. They're actually, it's the live chat, so you can't do that. So we actually had, 25 entries. Bring up the wheel here. We will get spinning here just a minute. All right, so we have got all the people's names who chatted with us yesterday morning on this wheel here. Oh, good morning, Nick. California, huh? California's a nice state. I definitely don't agree politically, but what do you do? So, 25 people on here. Professor Hackett and Nedge in the background. I don't think your name was in there yesterday, Michael. Were you you were probably traveling, huh? Sorry you missed it, but glad you're here today. People have obligations. I totally get that. I don't expect the same people to be here. You aren't going to be here every day, but that's what makes it great. We start missing people and they pop back in. Yeah, that's cool, Michael. Just glad you're here this morning, buddy. So, let's see here. Let me make sure I got all the... We're going to do the longest spin possible. I think their script is messed up. It's definitely not going to be a 60-second spin. In fact, we'll just go to 30 seconds, and it still won't be a 30-second spin. Volume is good. There are no duplicates, but we will turn off display duplicates. There's still 25. I'm going to shuffle it a bunch of times. Where it stops, no one knows. I'm going to close that window. Make sure the sound is on. And let's get this giveaway done. So, I will spin it a couple times in case I can't get a hold of the first winner. So, let's just get her done. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Longer than I thought, but definitely not 30 seconds. Paul Mills, Bill Doyle, Mitchell, Bill Doyle. Bill Doyle, you are the giveaway winner, sir. I'm going to remove his name. I think he's in the chat, so I don't think it'll be hard for him to claim it. In fact, let me just check the chat. See if he responds. If he responds and says he's here, then he is the winner and I don't need to spin. All right, so he responded, so no need to spin, but we'll do it just for fun. Let me shuffle it a few times. Something about a wheel. It's kind of fun. See how people's luck is today. Maybe you need to buy a lottery ticket if you come in second. Ashton, Nick M. Looks like it's going to be Ashton. So yeah, you might want to buy a lottery ticket today, Ashton. It might be your day. Good morning, Mr. Paul. Morning, Mr. Whalen. And let's go back to the desk. Yeah, Mr. Ashton, you were the backup winner. No problem, Bill. Just get a hold of me somewhere and give me your address so I can ship you all this stuff. All right, so to start out the new year, I'm going to do something that needs to become a tradition every year from now on. And that is, I'm going to show all the knives in my nice knife case, what I call my nice knife case. I'm going to talk about each one for a few seconds. Then I'm going to put it back up and move on to the next one. And then I will have a record of how this year starts and how next year starts and see what made it all the way through the year and what didn't. So I thought that would be a good first video of the year video. And we'll talk about anything that y'all bring up. Yeah, Ashton, unfortunately, you were the backup winner to Mr. Bill. But Mr. Bill happened to be in the chat already, so he definitely claimed the giveaway winner. But still cool to see your name, I guess, when you wake up, but kind of a letdown. Sorry if you hopped in at the wrong time. That's why I said you might want to buy a lottery ticket today, because you were close to winning. All right, so since the Evo is already out here, I guess I'll start with it. I mean, what can you say about this knife? I love the ergos of it. I've talked about how I love a finger choil that goes into the scales matching up. This one's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it does match up with the corner, and that's what matters. Ergos on this thing are great. I love bigger jimping. Now in my knife journey, I like the fact that this is DLC and it'll probably look this way for a long, long time to come. I've not put any marks on it yet, and I doubt with this coating that I will put any marks on it for a long, long time. The weight of it is about the max that I want to carry. I don't mind 6 or 7 ounce knives. This one is 6.23. If you don't like heavy knives, you probably won't like this one. So that is the first one. Let's see what we got next. I've actually got the wrong box out. I've got my clone case open. We will do that on another day. Man, I can't believe we made it this long, fellas. Morning, TC. All right, so Evo was first. We only got 89 to go. I'm going to have to move pretty fast. About a minute on each knife. All right, we'll start down here in the corner. I got all my Wies across the front. This is the Wee Riff Raff Christensen design. I mean, what is there not to like about this thing? Poon, nice jimping, comfortable grip. I can get all 4 fingers perfectly on it. It's a smaller knife, but I mean, come on. I did the lightning anode of that clip. That's the only thing I've done to it. Y'all know I like plain Jane. I cut myself at the end of one stream, mister, on my Vosteed fixed blade on this right here. I was putting it in my scout carry and it came out and cut my finger. So yes, I did cut myself, but I'm not sure how many times. All right, Wee Riff Raff Christensen Design. That's number 2. Number 3 is the Wee Esprit. Just another clean lines. I love the finish on this one. It's another Wee, got good jimping. Super clean looks. I love the front flipper on this one too. Action is not drop shut, but the front flipper works well. Let's see. Yeah, so this one is definitely not, you can't like slow roll it. You have to really flick it. So it's not the best front flipper. Cool knife though. All right. Number 4 is my one. It's my sword fin. Again, with the little blade ramp. Good ergos. What have I got on it? Got a spot. Oh no. That's got to come off. Well, maybe not. Maybe I have put a spot on it. I'm going to have to bead blast it now. Huh. Yeah, Wee sword fin. Number 4. Y'all give me something y'all want to... Oh, sever. Okay, yeah, we'll look at that in just a second. Let me get through with one row. This is the Wee Trogon. It's got holes in it. Don't like the holes. I like Brian Brown, so I like this knife. I like the fact it doesn't have a flipper tab. I like the blade shape. I like the fuller. You can flick off the fuller. And it's got great action. So that's the Trogon. This is the Wee Knives Shudin or Shudan. Shudan. I don't have anything ready to check that spot, but let's do one thing real quick. Let's grab a paper towel. Grab a little bit of alcohol. A little bit. And let's see if it really is a spot. And it really is a spot. All right, so that is no good. It's actually got, oh no, it's just that one spot. So I might have splashed it with Wink or something. I don't know. I can always re-bead blast it. It had Zerblast, so I might even send it off to get Zerblasted. This one has awesome action. All right, the Shudin, kind of weird knife. I might get rid of it. I got it when I was getting Wees. I do like the Persian kind of swoop to the blade. Not quite full Persian, but a little bit of that look. And I like the clean titanium. Good morning, Pace Metal. All right, next is the Wee Knives Thug XL. Another one you can just look at and tell why I like it. I love all the hand rubbed lines on it, on the blade and the handles. Good clip on this one. All right, then we got its little brother, the Thug. This one has a dark wash. I think this was done. I don't think they come like this. I think somebody sent this to Way of Knife or somebody to have it dark washed. Could be wrong about that, but it is what it is. I at least think the blade was done, but I think maybe all of it was done. It has great action as well. My newest Wii acquisition, which is the Wii Roxy 3. This looks like a lot like that new gripper version 2 that Jason Grant is putting out. It's got a very nice choil down here too. Very comfortable knife in my hands and my larger hands when I go down to that choil. Very good. The blade is so big on this thing that it doesn't take much momentum to get it slinging out. This blade to handle ratio is kind of ridiculous. They're probably, in mass, they're probably really close to the same size in overall area. But yeah, I like it. It's my newest one. And then last but not least, actually, we're out of Wii's now. That's all the Wii's. I've sold all the rest of them or they're up for sale. The other knife that is in the line with them is this one. And this is a Ware Knives Lucas P. Again, plain titanium. Love my hollow grinds. Love my compound grinds and swedges. I like the clip on this one. It's got my it's got good jimping. Love the wear. All right, now we'll go look at, since it's Sever just said he loves the wear, let's go look at his latest rendition of his design. Hopefully it is refined from the last time. So I can understand what's going on with the recurve part of it. Let's see, where did you post it? In general? Yeah. All right, yes, now I can see the recurve much better. Let me get it on screen for y'all. There it is. So there's the recurve that looked, and that's a much better version. Very clean knife for your first crossbar lock knife. I like the jimping, I like the ramp, I like the blade shape. You know the only part I don't like, but it looks good with the rest of it. I like how the blade is doing all the talking and the handles are just kind of back there just holding down the fort. Makes your eyes focus right out at the blade. Very nice, very nice. Looking great there, Sever. All right, back to row 2. Row 2, we'll start off with the mini J Cape. Something obscene. I got this one after I got his big brother because of the sound of this knife and how much I just liked it. Again, it's got that thumb ramp. It's got the big jimping. It's got the compound ground blade. So we're seeing a pattern emerging here. Next is the Something Obscene Company 3.5 group. This was a Facebook release, I guess. Facebook group release or something. I don't know. That's just what model this is. It's the 3.5 though. And it's got one of the best noises of any knife that I own. It's got such a solid thwack Just sounds great. So that's my something obscene. And then y'all saw this the other day, my something obscene LEK, or L-E-K, LEK. Don't know what that stands for either. Chisel ground blade. Super unique. I got it at a time when I was going through a thumb stud phase where I wanted to try out these triangular pyramidal thumb stud things that a few knives have. All right, then we move on to my TW Price Rain, which is one that I probably will end up bead blasting. I haven't yet, but I probably will take this back to plain tie. Love this knife. Again, got a little bit of a ramp. It's got a choil, but it's one of those ones that almost gets you too close to the blade, but it's big enough that I can get 4 fingers on it easily behind the tab. I love the smoothness of it, and the reverse flick on it is kind of annoying because this thing needs to be a little bit deeper, and I'm wondering if the Dawn has the same problem. But you have to be really diligent about getting your finger out here right in this edge, and the further out you can go, the better. But that is the TW Price Rain. Then we get into my Riots. First one I got is the T1000. This thing is a beast. I like overbuilt knives. So this one has that unique lock that I don't know if a lot of y'all have seen, but it's got double buttons on the sides here. And when you push forward on this, it releases those buttons. We took this apart on video, and it's got a little rotating mechanism in here that this interfaces with and turns something that makes these move out, in and out. But you have to do that in order to open it. You can reverse flick this one. This is a big boy though. And you can also lock it when it's open, so therefore it won't close on you. And it is a tank. And then once again, you push this and those 2 side buttons come out. And then you're able to close it. You can reverse flick it off the thumb stud. As long as you get on it good and use a, well, I say that you can. Yeah, it's that I accidentally locked it. Yeah, you'll do that sometimes. No wonder it wouldn't reverse flick. So it will if you use a little bit of wrist. That thing is a beast though. Riot. Then we got the Riot Tiger, which has some traits that I think a lot of knives should have. It's got no screws, but it's not an integral. Got an awesome backspacer on this thing. Awesome clip. No screws anywhere. You go down through here to access a little pin system that holds the knife together. A little tab system. It's got 2 tabs that go into the other side of the scale. You put a screw to hold both sides of the scales together. And it is very sturdy. I wanted this knife ever since I learned about Riot. So when I finally ran across a good deal on one, I grabbed it. It's got that compound grind again. It's got the blade ramp again. I don't like blade ramps when they're this far out unless it has a finger choil that works up here. This one doesn't really have one. You can get there, but you're always afraid of catching that corner. It's really just a sharpening choil. But I could understand the ramp being that far out if you could get on the choil, but when you're back here, it feels weird, and you can use it with your pointer finger to do like precision cuts. But yeah, the backspacer is pretty clean on this thing. Lanyard hole. I love they make this one in a few different textures, and this is the one that I wanted. So I picked it up. spent too much time on that knife. But right next to it is the Zorro. Same kind of blade deal. Just a smaller knife. Paste metal, it's really not that bad if you have a good bit that locks the screw on there. If you're talking about the Tiger, there's two screws down in there, and if you have a good WeHa bit, it's not that bad. In fact, I'll do it real quick, as long as I got my two long red. Only see one of them, and it's not the right one. So that's no good. Where's my other red handled? There it is. Yeah, let me do it real quick just to show y'all. Which side has the... Oh, you have to use a pivot tool that I don't want. I don't have the box. I forgot it's got a pivot tool. My bad. Good morning, Ed. But getting down in here to these is not that bad. And I'll take one out and put it back in. Just as long as you got it where it locks on the bit good. So there's one of the screws. All you gotta do is take two of those out, and then it just slides apart. But as long as you've got a good bit that the screw will lock into, and you can see what you're doing, like playing Operation. And I can't see what I'm doing, of course. Hold on, let me get a light. Let me get a little light here. Thought I had a little tiny flashlight over here, a little cheap one. Let me see if I can get this lined up where I can see what I'm doing here. Well, dang it. Why did I do this? I did this on video one other time. No issues. All right. It's going to piss me off now. Let me just get it done. Pretend y'all aren't here. All right, so paste metal fab is correct. I think last time what I did was I magnetized it so that it would hold the screw better. I used my little magnetizer. That's what the key was, I think, last time. But yeah, it's a pain getting these back in this little hole if you can't see the hole. Dang it. All right. I can't let this thing beat me. Let me get my little magnetizer. And if y'all haven't seen those little magnetizer things, they do work. So you take one of these, and if you put this in the middle, it'll magnetize it. And if you put it on the outside out there, it'll demagnetize it. But it really does work pretty well. All right, let me see here if I can get, as it fell right off and didn't stay magnetized. And why did I take out this back one? I mean, this front one. There we go. All right, I got it back in there. Sorry. I thought I did. Oh my goodness, I didn't. Why is it falling in the internal milling now? Paste metal was right. It's not fun to put back together. Oh, that's the problem. Stupid lock bar. I should have taken out the back one because that's a lot easier to get back in. You have to go around this one's a pain, is because you have to go around the lock bar, but hold on. Come on. It's in the hole. Finally. I just had to hold the flashlight right. All right, it's back together. Sorry about the interlude. But yes, it is interesting to put back together. That's for sure. Good morning, anybody that came in while I didn't see. All right, we saw the Zorro, and then last but not least, for the Riots is one I don't remember the name of that I got about 2 months ago. I have no idea what that knife is called. What is that knife? Can anybody look it up and tell me? It's the why am I drawing a blank? The district, what's it called? My goodness. The District 9, right? Yeah, it's the District 9 V2. Sorry. This is the Riot District 9. I was going to say that, but then I was thinking of those other knives. Defiant. Oh, I was thinking of Defiant. Yeah. It's the District 9. I bought it because I love Riots and I got a heck of a deal on it. I will probably end up selling this one too. I got most all of these from Knife Swap. Good morning, Pete. All right, and then the next one on this row is my Quiet Carry Drift LCT, which is a great knife, very comfortable knife, good action. I wish the blade window was a little bigger for my hands, but it does work. You can get used to it and it's not a problem. Very nice contoured handle. I want to feel what one of the new ones, the Drift C, I guess it is. I want to see what one of those feels like. Quiet Carry. All right, third row. We're probably not going to be able to get through all these today, but we'll do a few more. This is my Brian Brown Knives Raptor with the jigged handle. Wish it was solid like the one Sever got recently. Yeah, the LCT, when you let it sit in your palm, your middle finger wants to land down here. It wants to naturally land on down the blade further. And so you have to like tweak your finger to get it up there. This clip, 100% on the lock bar. Yes, it is, but it's thick enough that if you get it right, it's not applying any pressure on the lock bar. As you can see, it closes just fine. So it's not putting any pressure on the lock bar. Brian Brown Raptor. Awesome action on it. Then we got the Brian Brown Corvus, which is one of my favorites. Again, compound ground, hollow grind, blade ramp / harpoon looking dealio. Beautiful knife. And then the Jaeger V3, Jaeger. Jaeger. This one they put out in flipperless, flipper tab, and non-flipper tab, and I bought a flipper tab version and made it a non-flipper version. I looked at the original non-flippers and got it lined up perfectly with the back here. It's perfect up here. So yeah, that's that one. And then not long ago, I got a Brian Brown Finch. Now this one is a great front flipper. This might be in the running. We're going to do a front flipper video here soon. But this one you still can't. You can roll it around, but it's not as easy as this one. So this one I was telling y'all is the best front flipper. Something about how they angled this right up here at the top. Well, they kind of did that. It allows your finger to slide down to the other side. You can get used to it with this one, but this one, it takes no kind of effort. This one's super easy. You can reach around from the other side and grab this one. So that's pretty cool from the top. But that is the Brian Brown's Finch. Then I've got my Knoll Raiden. The Raiden and the Raku are basically kind of the same, except they got different blade shapes. The Raiden is the one that has the blade shape that I prefer, but again, it's got a little harpoon blade ramp, jimping, super comfortable knife. It's got a kind of a battle finish on it. You know, I kind of like that on certain knives. Looks good on that one. Right next to it is the Raku, which has a little bit. Yeah, the rollover, yeah, like, yeah, you're right. The index finger flip does work great. Yeah, either from up here or coming across the top. Very nice with that. All right, cool. Back to the Raku. Kind of like the Raiden, but a different blade shape. Again, I like plain, but have to buy what you got to buy when you find these knives for the prices I like get them at. And then you got the Knoll Knives Voodoo, which I believe this is supposed to be black micarta, but it looks like green to me. I don't know. Some of those blacks have green in them for sure. But maybe this is a green one. Did they make a green one? I don't know. Maybe it's a special version. I don't know much about that part of it. I don't know how many version 1s or version 2s they made. But I think that's supposed to be black. But what? I don't know. Whatever. Knoll Voodoo. Then you got the Knoll Knives with the big old butt, and that is the Knoll Knives Ghoul. It is a better front flipper than. It's easier than the other one, not the Finch, but oh yeah, the Esprit. This one's pretty dang snappy. It's pretty dang easy. It's just about just as easy as this one. Your thumb wants to land in the right place. And I love the nested liner lock in this thing. Got a very nice release, milled release there, and it feels really good when you push it. It's got a real spring, it's got a springiness. But that is the Ghoul, the one with the big butt. All right, let me put this back over here. Yeah, but that front flipper works great. The fuller on this works great too. It's a pretty cool little knife. I'm surprised more people don't like this knife. It's just got some cool look, got a cool look to it when it's closed. Got that kind of a, I don't know. And then last but not least on this line is the Noel Grace, which again is probably one of my favorites for sure. These two knives, the Corvus and the Grace, go together very nicely. They both showcase the compound grind that I like, the thumb ramp. They neither one have a good forward choil, except for sharpening. The Corvus has a little bit better of an area because it's kind of flat here. Whereas on the Grace, it's got a groove that you could get. I mean, those corners always scare me if I can't get my finger clear of that. But anyway, that is those two. So there's 27? 27 of my top 90. Let's do one more row. This is my Luft Concepts Avant, AVNT. I got this from a guy that I bought 3 good knives from, and they were some of my first knives that I got, you know, less than half price for some decently expensive knives. Probably OEM'd by Riot or Bestech, if I had to guess. I don't know right offhand. I would guess, it feels like, I don't know who the OEM is actually. It's got the blade ramp, thumb ramp. It does have a nice place up there that you can get purchased. There's the Luft. I got it at the same time. Around the same time I got my Sicaray. I've since gotten a Sicaray Light, but it doesn't live in my nice case. But the Sicaray Gecko Customs does a nice job. It does have that proper choil where I'm not scared I'm going to get on the corner of the blade. I prefer that in knives, I've learned now. It has great action. I don't remember if it has skiffs, but it almost feels like skiffs. Next to that is my Golden Design Works Standard, which I talked about having one of these when we looked at one for sale on Knife Swap the other day. It again has that forward choil that goes right into the handle that I love on a knife. This one's kind of plain. It kind of reminds me of the back of Sever's new handle. Very similar, but he had a nice... Let's look at it. Let's go back to it. Hey. Yeah, so the back of Sever's does slant back, and the front of his is kind of flattened too, where this one has the little cutouts. I don't know why it has this top cut out, because it doesn't have... It's missing the flipper tab that should go in there. I only like them when they're big like this, to where you can get your big meaty finger in there and be away from the blade tip. That's what I was saying about those other ones not quite having a big enough choil. But these are made, you know, it's made to choke up on. No matter what I do, I'm nowhere close to that tip out there, but that's the Standard. Next to it are all my Kunwus. That's the new Vertilock Gringo. Gringo. Then we got my Kunwu Chad that will cut me if I'm not careful. 68 HRC on this blade steel, so that's pretty cool. My Chad. Then I got my Django XL reverse tucks. And then I got my Zen, my Kunwu Zen. Front flipper on this one is not good because your finger lands, it's so big, it's awkward to get your finger off the lock bar and still be able to reach the front flipper. Very awkward. You can reach over with your index finger. That's a better way to open it, but I prefer just reverse flicking the blade window, but you shouldn't make a front flipper that doesn't work easily every time. I can get it to work, but it's kind of annoying. Whereas this one, there's just nothing to it. You just, anything you do just opens quickly. I don't know. Placement's good on that one. All right, then next to that, I've got my Griffin Scout 3.5 Griffin Knife Company. It's just a big titanium knife, like y'all saw those Efengros yesterday. It's just a beast of a knife. It's got the classic shape that I like on a blade. It's got the nice cutout for reverse flicking, and the front flipper on it works great as well. You can just reach over there and hit it, and your fingers aren't on the lock bar naturally. Works great. Griffin Scout. Then we have the Berg Blades Tick. It is just it's a good size. They make a few knives that look like this, but they're all kind of different sizes. This one's a good size for my hands. They make smaller ones. They make one bigger, I believe. They have like the iron mutt and the I had another one too. I can't remember which one it is. And the one that I thought was smaller than this, the Alpha, is actually bigger, which makes sense with the name Alpha. Good morning, Old Knives Matter. All right, so the Berg Blades Tick, and then last but not least for today is my Vero Nova. All three of these knives kind of remind me of each other and are big titanium knives. And so they kind of live together in the case because and these two especially have the same kind of window. This one has the fuller, but it's like this one and this one came together and had this one. I don't know. They've all got the blade shapes that I like. So yeah, that's all the ones I'm going to go over this morning. We will hit the other ones up tomorrow. And then next year, well, actually, if I do one more row, I'm going to do one more row because that'll be 5, and then I'll do 5 rows tomorrow. All right, next row, 5th row. I've got a Mash Drop and Gavco collab. No, let me take that back. Mash Drop and Ferrum Forge collab. This is called the Falcon. I've started to put a mirror finish on this blade. I did bead blast this one, but this one has that choil again that is big enough to move around in and not get on the tip there. Whenever they have this, smaller knives that are normally like 3-finger knives for me turn into very comfortable 4-finger knives. So that's kind of why I like some forward choils. Good morning, B Shady. But this one is a super cool little knife. It reminds me of Gavco's. That's why I say it every time, but it's a mass drop Ferrum Forge collab called the Falcon. All right, next on this row is my Tuya Envy V2. I bead blasted this one too. It came beat up handles, so I redid it and I made myself a brand new looking knife. Good morning, Robin. And this one has some of the smoothest action. Tuya knives have very smooth action, but this one is like perfect guillotine hydraulic shut. This one has the blade ramp that I like. Super comfortable knife. It's got a hollow grind. I love this little Envy. It's really growing on me. I don't mind this knife being flipper tab only. It's just a super comfortable knife. It locks in my hands. And it's just buttery smooth, like crazy smooth. Next to it is my Archbishop 3 Ferrum Forge. Again, it's got that giant forward choil that Ferrum Forge is known for, and this one for sure, you have lots of move around room. And this one had a flipper tab. I deleted the flipper tab to clean up the lines on it. It looks way better without it. It's got a very easy blade hold to flick from, so it does not need that flipper tab. Then next, I had these, this should have gone beside this is a Tuya. I can't remember what this one's called. And was this really the Envy? What is this Tuya? No. What is that? That is the Chicane. Yeah, that's right. This is the Chicane. And I don't know, another knife I bought for super cheap because it needed to be bead blasted. So I refinished the handles on both of these and made them look brand new again and got them super cheap. Again, it's got some buttery hydraulic action, but you cannot reverse flick off of this blade hole unless you hold it like very weird. I don't even know how I made that happen just then. It's basically a flipper tab only. I don't love this, but I refinished it, got the handles looking good. I'll pass it along to somebody who appreciates it more. All three of my Tuya knives are super comfortable though. This one might as well kind of be a Tuya. It was OEM by them. But this is the Freeman Knives Voodoo. So it lives right next to all this stuff. Again, Tuya just has that hydraulic, buttery smooth action. They must get their tolerances right with what I was saying about being parallel perfectly, because their bearings work. Next, I've got my Yan Knives or Yan Knives Chevron. Got a little bit of oil on it. Love this knife. I forgot when we were talking about favorite knives that I've gotten last year. I know this one probably didn't come out last year, but I love this knife. This knife was one of the first ones that let me know that milling matters a ton on a look for a knife. And this knife would look totally different without that milling. Does look totally different. Next to that is my Gamer Studio. That other company that makes bit drivers. Whatchamacallit. Ed, help me out here. What are those spinner? What's the name of this knife? Who makes this besides Gamer Studio? Oh yeah, it's is it a cast? It's a cast knife, right? But it's oh my gosh, good screw. Thank you, Robin. Good screw, good screw. Yeah, it's a good screw. All right. Love that knife too. Then I've got the only two. These are the only two giant mouses that I kept. I had like 5 or 6. And I kept the Tribeca, which again is one of those smaller knives that would be a 3.5 finger knife for me, but I can easily turn it into a comfortable 4-finger knife because of that. Good morning, Brian. Because of that forward choil. It's got great action too. And then next to it, and the last one for today, is the Biblio XL giant mouse, which also has that same giant choil. Super comfortable, nice knife. I love this Biblio XL. I like wire clips. A lot of people don't like them. They're super easy to go in and out of your pocket, and they hold perfect tension for me. I think the people that don't like them don't like how they look, not how they work, because they work perfectly. So it's got to be an aesthetic look thing for most people. I don't care. It lets me see more of the milling, so it doesn't bother me. But this knife is so buttery smooth too. And if you do go buy a giant mouse knife, use my code. It's at the top of my YouTube page. And I get a little credit. All right, so we got 5 rows out of the 10 rows done today. Now let's talk about these. Pete and I believe Cat Scratch have been having issues with their new Rex 121 Warncliffs, and I guess the other ones. A lot of them are having lock stick, and that's no good. And then Pete put a backspacer. He quickly installed a backspacer yesterday that said it might not be compatible with the Warncliffe because of the way the blade's shaped, and I guess something happened and he broke the tip off his brand new Rex 121. I don't even think, I couldn't even see it in the Discord picture, but he did post it in the modding section. Maybe I wasn't looking close enough. Oh yeah, you can see barely. So he's going to get that sharpened out of there. He did, after that, after a little minute, he put a groove in it with a something, Dremel or something, to make room for the blade so that won't happen again. But what a beautiful package you put together there, Pete. You have a nice package, Pete. He said package. My voice is going out for some reason. All right, so evidently there's been some problems with these knives. And I don't think that's cool for them to do with new knives. What are these other pictures? I guess while you were working on it, or just showing us the inside. Looks like the tip might still be good in that picture. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's cool, Pete. I guess that comes with those scales. The contouring on that is super cool. All right. So that's that. Check out this new watch. Check out how awesome this thing is. Where's the... There's a video, I swear. This thing is so nice. Let's see. I know there's a video. Yeah, here it is. Like, that movement in that watch is super cool. Why is it all grainy? Aha. Try this again. It's still grainy. Well, that's silly. Super cool watch, though. Some of these, yeah, that mechanism is super nice with the meteorite. I don't know how much these the APP factory ones will be, but they're from this collection. Let's see if we can go find how much the originals are. Where is the original? With the meteorite die. Okay. It's going to be one of these. Self-winding. Let's just see how much this blue one costs. Price on request. All right. $113,000. $125,000. Yeah, $125,000. So I don't care what this factory is charging to have one that nice with that movement. Even if it's $1,000, it's $124,000 cheaper. And I love that. So what made me think of that is I bought one of these the other day. It's the new it's the balance wheel open worked APs. Really nice jeweling and attention to detail in both the front and the back of this watch. But I got one of these on the way. I posted this for you watch people. It's a new Grand Seiko mod that this guy's doing with a super cool purple. They're able to use like gemstones. And then this new Helica blue steel. This watch is super clean. And it's pretty inexpensive. Let me show you how much it is. I remembered to switch over. So it's only $600. But that watch, I mean, gorgeous. There's the loom on it at night. And they have this other one that has it's a moon phase watch. Let me show you this one. Hold on just a second. It's a Helica moon phase for $950. And check this thing out. So it has totally accurate moon phases, and the loom shows you the moon phase. Super cool watch. Very nice. Back to it. The movement. And these are originals. This is Zelos watches. But this moon phase is pretty cool too. But that Helica, man, that's my style. Oh, is that what you were showing in that video? I didn't know. I thought you just posted a Protean video in the wrong place. I didn't see you polished it. Did you polish the clip or the blade? Blade and the clip?
That's all they've got to do is just step down peacefully. These guys would rather destroy.
Yeah, that looks good.
If you don't have airspace, you don't have an economy. If your currency collapses, you don't have an economy. If there's no water for people to drink, you don't have a country. But these despots do not care about that at all. They just want.
Yeah, that looks good, Bill. Nice. All right. Back to knives. What else are we going to look at this first day of the year? I saw a new flashlight on Kickstarter that's supposed to be pretty awesome. Oh, and I posted a video last night. Of course, I needed a pry bar last night at work. I had to open a Sterno can, and I didn't have anything to open it with. So I know the other day when I said I never needed a pry bar, I knew some kind of situation would pop up. Yeah, polishing out an acid wash is a pain in the butt. So yeah, nice work with that. But I posted the little video on my YouTube channel about needing the Sterno. It's right here. Dang it. I knew if I mentioned something about needing a pry bar or not needing a pry bar, I would need a pry bar. So I need to pop the top off of this Sterno. And all I have is knives in my pocket. Luckily, I'm in the kitchen where I also have a spoon, so. But yeah, I could use a pry bar right now. Anyway. Yeah, so I flipped that right over and it landed like the water bottles. Like kids do. The pry bar right now. Anyway, see it. So that was pretty funny. So I figured out that on my keychain, I've got that Let's Go Brandon. I've got a little like oval shaped metal, pretty thick metal piece that says Let's Go Brandon on it. And that would actually work as a pry bar. And I've got that with me at all times. Bill, I probably won't be here in 30 minutes. My voice is pretty shot this morning. But thank you for joining us this morning. We'll see you again tomorrow. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to show on Reddit. So a lot of people that ordered those winter pudding FSDs and mini FSDs in December haven't gotten their knives. Wow, I just opened Reddit and that's the first thing that comes up. So for customers who placed orders at the Winter Pudding AliExpress store between December 4th and December 19th, if the reshipped parcel has not arrived by February 5th, I will proactively contact you to arrange a refund. Please wait patiently and kindly refrain from opening a dispute in advance. And what's cool is he's showing the milling. We get to see a little background of their facility. And he's showing the handle milling on the new M-Fires with an old rusty CNC. And he's got a pile of the handles right there. And that's the new M-Fires that he's about to release. So I thought it was pretty cool to see in the background the process, as well as hear that he's going to make people ride on those knives. I would say just cancel your order now and buy the Lemifshi, but that's just my opinion, because the Lemifshi is way better. I knew there was something on Reddit I wanted to mention. Yeah, Andrew and Bill won. Andrew won the members, and Bill won the regular one. Front flipper on this one works pretty easy. You can roll it over. Let's see. The D10 is pretty strong on this one. Let's see if the one I've been carrying. Yeah, the D10 is a lot lighter on it. But I would just say order one of these minis. The full-size FSD is too big for most people anyway. This one is more an appropriate size. This the full-size FSD is just way too big for most people. Although this knife for me feels awesome, but you can see I've got big hands and I can get 4 fingers on this thing perfectly. So for most people, this is plenty of knife. But those of you who want just a little extra blade and a lot extra handle, the full-size ones from Winter Pudding are being resent now. All right, enough of those knives. Yeah, mini everything, be shady. Yeah, my Gerber dime always lives over here on the desk, though. I don't have it with me in my pockets. It's sitting over here at all times. But you're talking about this bottle opener part, I guess? It's got that little part that sticks out there. That would pop a sterno can, though, easy. These Gerber dimes are nice. To be as small as they are. And like I said, these are the best little multi-tools for grabbing the in between knife scales and holding the standoffs. In case they're spinning when you try to loosen them, this little Gerber dime fits right in between most all knives. Like, this is a smaller knife, and it still fits down in between it. Oh, one of the fold-out things? Which one is the... I've never used anything on this except for the... I don't even know what it has. Got a knife. And a weird little carpet cutter packaged. That might be the package cutter. What's he got? Scissors. Little mini scissors. Package hatchet. Yeah. I like those. Oh, there's a little, that make a decent little pry bar, but it's tiny. A little flathead. And then the nail file. Yeah, you're talking about that one I had. This one over here. I'm guessing. Yeah, the package hatchet was a cool. We looked at it one day. Why don't we look at it one more time, because I don't remember exactly what it looked like. And I'm surprised it's not popping up. Gerber pack hatchet. Pack hatchet. Is that the right thing? No, that's not it. I know we saw that thing. Who makes it? Aries? Aries package hatchet. Yeah, there it is. I knew we'd seen it. Maybe we just watched the video or something. No, I know we saw it on the screen somewhere.
Some other pieces of steel, and I made another one. And Manusfaction owns that one. And then this is the third iteration of the package hatchet. This is the first time I integrated a pry at the end of it. So this one is
our connection's so terrible
too, and has a pry at one end, and it has the sharpened edge on the other. It fits in the hand well, that opening, and then but this is like a 1-inch blade, and really, I don't know. It's just a fun.
That's super cool.
That you can keep around to open up back boxes or.
I know we saw it on a website somewhere sometime. Let me see. Package hatchet. Yeah, I don't know where we saw it, but they're not around right now. Maybe it could have been Instagram, possibly. Oh well. Yeah, y'all know I've got those two little axes somewhere. I think I put them over here in a baggie or something. Yeah, I've got those two little axes that are super cool. But they're shaped more like an axe than a hatchet, because in proportion wise. But these things are pretty mean. The point of this one cut me one time on stream, or poked me on stream. I didn't bleed, I don't think. But you have to be careful with these little things, because I've shown before, but they will cut paper. They are super sharp. And these came from AliExpress, but they are very sharp. Well, they were sharp. That one doesn't feel sharp anymore. I need to strop it maybe. Wait, there we go. Pretty dang sharp. But anything small is cool. And if I'm not careful when I'm reaching around for stuff, those will poke me. All right. Well, guys, this year I'm going to try to do more of the learning stuff. I'm going to stick to us learning something new on Thursdays. I'm going to try to stick to the mod stuff. So I think I'm going to get everything set up, and we're going to put the holes in this on this coming Thursday. But Thursdays are supposed to be for mods, so we're going to do some anodizing. Dang! There's Mr. John. Wow. Thank you, Mr. John. And good to see you with us here. Been missing you and worried about you. Hopefully you'll start getting better super quickly. Thank you so much, Mr. John. Yeah, I got a ship to Australia for Andrew, so that'll help out for sure. We were just talking about you yesterday, hoping to see you again soon. I think Pete said something about he'll be back in no time or something yesterday. Blade Junkie, it takes about 5 minutes. You want to send me a set of scales to do? I'll do it for $10 if you pay for shipping both ways. Shouldn't only be about $6, $7 each way, so maybe $25 total. Yeah, Ed, I'm gonna go ahead and yeah. I've got to put together a box for him anyway, Ed, so I got to take everything out of that box and repackage. But thanks for reminding me, Ed. Good morning, Gonzo. I believe I read yesterday. Oh yeah, the quote of the day, the word of the day yesterday. I had a couple of notes that I made as I was going through all the comments. I read all the comments from yesterday's video because I was having to see who participated, and I sent myself the list. So the word of the day was brolic, said by John Schaaf. This was a page I was suggested to check out. Whoops. That's not the page. I believe, who was it that said this? Rob Hagel sent this guy's link. Said he pretty much was cool, Talon Pemberton. And then I wanted to say RIP Ken Block. Y'all got to talking about Ken Block yesterday, and I forgot to say RIP Ken Block. Oh yeah, and I think Mitchell said that he had the Vespa in his cart for months. And if you're talking about the zero blade play one, you need to pull the trigger, because this thing has been flawless and has no blade play, and you can use it just like another knife. The problem I always had with them was that wiggle, and every time I went to cut something, I felt like, I don't know. But I've used this one so much. I've never used an OTF until I got this one. And the zero blade play matters to me because I can't help but feel the lockup on a knife every now and then. And that even counts for my OTFs. So as soon as I feel them wiggle back and forth, I'm like, can't do it. But yeah, if you got this in the cart, buy it. I bought 2 of them. They're so good. And I don't buy 2 of many knives. I think probably out of nearly 4,000 fires, this thing has misfired maybe 1 or 2 times. And I kind of felt like it was my problem because I did something weird with the button as I was opening it. Like I pulled it back or something at the same time. So I almost think it was my fault. But these things are so reliable. Built so good. Anyway, I'm going to start ending this one up today. My voice is shot today. Throw some random knives that are laying around out here on the table. I got so many knives that just live around here. Don't do nothing but just collect dust. We still got to do one of the Thursdays, we'll do all the tests to destroy this thing too. That Brother fixed blade. I've started seeing videos pop up for it everywhere now. There's my Mandalorian clip. Clips matter. Clips got to look cool. I love my Osborne too. And I love this. I love these sculpted handle and this micarta on this one too. I got all kinds of knives. What is this? Oh, this is a Kershaw. I don't know why it's laying over here. Here's the original Grail Ozark Trail that I dyed blue when I first got it. I got this one the same time as I got that one I showed you yesterday I was giving away in the giveaway. But I did a acid wash on the blade. And dyed the orange handles blue. And I was so impressed by this little thing. Like, these little things do have great action and great lockup. And they're buttery smooth. But yeah, I did the acid wash on that one. And so we need to do some more acid washing on a Thursday and a nice stone wash. Do some dyeing of G10 and micarta. Do some anodizing. We're going to have laser videos soon and 3D printing videos soon. So that's cool. Y'all are going to help me design a knife, and we're going to 3D print some prototypes. So, I don't have a Smock clone anymore. I sold it a long time ago. I had a red one. This is a real Spyderco Smock with meat and balls Zerk scales on it. I've got a shipwrecked. Oh yeah, I do have a fake one. I've got a shipwrecked one. But it's in the bag with all my other shipwrecked knives. You know what else I got? Oh. I got this. The Alembic. Best knife ever. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all did have input on it, though. Feels kind of weird that I don't ever show this to anybody, like being proud, like, hey, look, I made a knife. I've never shown this to anybody. Except y'all. Nobody in my personal life. I think I showed my sister. Maybe. Not even positive I showed her the finished knife. But we're going to be making this one soon, too. or one very similar to it. The Olympic is finished, Waylon. It is finished. Yeah, I should carry it, Pete. Yeah, I should pass it around and see what people think of it and see how it feels to other people. Because it's pretty comfortable. It's good and sharp. I should do that with the members. Spin and send it to a member to do like a little short review of it. It fits my hands great, though. I think it's 6.3 ounces. It's a good weight. Everything matches up pretty good. I need Ed to make me a lanyard for it. Or an Edyard. I want to buy some new handle material or get to make a handle that I would actually like. I only use this one because it came with the kit. I don't like this Tiffany blue. But I spent a lot of time on it, so I will keep it to swap out. But luckily I made it where I can pop these off and pop a new set on. So I probably will make a new set of scales at some point. Or handle material. I call them scales even on a fixed blade, and I shouldn't. Well, all right, fellas. If y'all hadn't hit that like button, please help brother out and do that. Yeah, I do need to do titanium scales, huh? I'd have to buy some thick titanium, though. Man, my voice is shot this morning, guys. I think I talked a little bit too much at work last night. Yeah, I don't want to dye them because I want the originals that came with the Pops Pro Cut Challenge kit. Because lots of people made knives with this kit. So I just want to buy some material. Might as well buy some more anyway. All right, but congratulations again to Bill and Mr. Andrew. Mr. Andrew's got a couple more days of work, and then he'll be back joining us in chat. I did contact him, and he did respond, and I got his address. If y'all need me, you know how to get a hold of me. BladeAlchemy4you@gmail.com. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do so. Just go to the top of my YouTube page, and the link is up there. Do something nice for someone today, unexpectedly out of the blue, even if it's just letting somebody out in traffic. Little things add up. Pennies turn into dollars, and dollars turn into moolah. So, snowball effect is real. You start by doing one little nice thing for somebody. Before you know it, you'll be doing huge nice things for people. What are we looking at here, Waylon? Oh, the Discord link? Yeah, thank you, Mr. Waylon. Y'all have a great Sunday afternoon. Get your week started off great. Tell the people you love them, because you never know when it might be your last chance. And other than that, I'll see y'all bright and early Monday morning. Peace.